ABRAMS is one of the best tanks in the world. We also provide the necessary spare parts, and all logistical issues will be organised as soon as possible. Of course, it will take time. We are also coordinating this delivery with our allies, the US President said at the briefing. The Abrams M1 main battle tank was developed by Chrysler Defense and is manufactured under the General Dynamics brand. This vehicle has been in service with the US Armed Forces for years. Abrams is also used by the militaries of Egypt, Australia, Morocco, Poland, Saudi Arabia, and a number of other Eastern countries. The first Abrams was built in 1979, entered service in 1980, and is still in service, albeit in different versions, after numerous upgrades. In total, about 8,800 Abrams tanks of various modifications have been produced to date. The M1 Abrams is one of the heaviest tanks of our time, with a combat weight of over 62 tons. At the same time, it is the first to use a number of innovative solutions, including a computerized fire control system and ammunition storage separated from the crew. The tank is made according to the classical layout scheme, with the control room in the front of the vehicle, the combat compartment in the middle, and the engine and transmission compartment in the aft. The crew consists of a commander, a gunner, a loader, and a driver. In the combat position, the driver is positioned in a reclining position. Since 1985, Abrams tanks have been fitted with the M256 120mm smoothbore gun, which is stabilized in 2 planes. This is a licensed version of the German Rheinmetall 120 gun, which is currently used on Leopard 2 tanks. The gun is capable of firing both conventional subcaliber and high explosive rounds and special concrete piercing and buckshot shells. The M1A1 has a 40-round ammunition package. 34 of them are located in the turret niche. The first series was soon followed by the M1A2, which differed from the previous version by having digital communication and guidance systems, a thermal imager and improved navigation equipment. The M1A2 SEP brought even higher standards to Abrams, including digital maps, a more powerful onboard computer, and an improved cooling system. Depleted uranium was added to the armour, which significantly enhanced protection against all types of projectiles. The Abrams is equipped with one of the most advanced fire control systems from Hughes Aircraft. The main gunner's sight has an improved laser rangefinder and thermal imaging camera, and is stabilized in 2 planes. The daytime channel has 2 magnification factors, 3 and 9.5, the thermal imaging channel, 3 and 9.8. The laser rangefinder is capable of accurately calculating ranges from 200 to 7,990 meters. In case of failure of the main sight, which is targeted by enemies, a backup telescopic sight is provided, a Kollmorgen model 939 articulated telescopic sight with 8x magnification. The Abrams armour was based on the Chobham design by British specialists. The tank is covered with composite armour made of steel, ceramics and Kevlar, and is additionally covered with protection over the chassis, stern and fuel tanks. The engine provides high mobility. The tank accelerates to a speed of 30 km per h in 6 seconds. The Abrams has a top speed of 72 km per h. The speed over rough terrain reaches 46 km per h. Since the mid-1990s, Abrams tanks have been massively equipped with auxiliary power plants that provide power to the tank's onboard systems without starting the main engine or using battery power. The auxiliary generator has a capacity of 2 kilowatts and is located in an armoured box in the turret area. The tank was successfully baptized in combat during the Persian Gulf War in 1991 and continued to be used in Bosnia, Afghanistan and Iraq. The M1A1 was significantly superior to Iraqi Soviet-made T-55 and T-62 tanks, as well as Soviet T-72S of Iraqi assembly and locally produced tanks. The T-72S exported to Iraq, like most Soviet export tanks, did not have night vision systems or modern rangefinders, although they carried out a number of night tank attacks using outdated infrared devices and searchlights. A total of 23 M1A1S were destroyed or heavily damaged during the war. Some tanks sustained minor damage as a result of the fighting, which had little effect on their combat capability. Very few M1 tanks were damaged by enemy fire, and there was only one fatality, with a small number of wounded as a result. The next experience of using M1 Abrams tanks in combat was in 2003, when US troops invaded Iraq and overthrew Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein. As of March 2005, about 80 Abrams tanks had been taken out of service as a result of enemy attacks. At the same time, during the invasion of Iraq, no Abrams crew members were irretrievably lost to enemy fire, although several tank crew members were later killed by roadside bombs during the occupation. The M1A2's most significant achievement was the destruction of 7 T-72 Lion of Babylon tanks in a close-quarters 46M engagement near the town of Mahmudiyah, about 18 miles south of Baghdad, with no American casualties. In addition to the use of Abrams heavy weapons, some crews also used M136-84 portable disposable anti-tank guns in street fighting in tight urban areas where tank guns could not be used. In addition to the reinforced composite armor, some Abrams are equipped with the Soft Kill Active Protection System, equipped with the AN-VLQ-6 complex, which can interfere with the guidance systems of some semi-active wire and radio-controlled anti-tank missile systems, such as the Soviet-Russian 9K-11, 9K-111, 9K-113, 9K-114, as well as thermal and infrared guidance systems for guided missiles. The MCD is based on emitting an infrared signal to confuse the ATGM seeker. However, the disadvantage of the active defense system is that the ATGM is not destroyed but simply loses its flight path to the intended target, resulting in the missile exploding in a different location. This device is mounted on the turret roof in front of the ammunition loader hatch. It can also be equipped with dynamic protection over the chassis and, if necessary, dynamic protection elements over the aft of the combat vehicle and fuel tanks to protect against anti-tank guided missiles, ATGM. However, the United States keeps the armor protection of tanks in service with its own army a closely guarded secret, so tanks for export are fitted with different armor. Even when decommissioned vehicles are exported, they undergo an overhaul process during which armor elements are replaced. In order to prevent a fire in the crew compartment, the tank is equipped with a gas fire extinguishing system that automatically switches on and extinguishes the fire in seconds. The fuel and ammunition of the combat vehicle are located in armored compartments with ejection panels, to protect the crew from the risk of detonation of their own ammunition in the event of a tank hit. The main armament of the M1A1 and M1A2 is the 120 mm M256 A1 smoothbore tank gun, which is capable of firing various types of projectiles. The ammunition includes unitary shells with a partially combustible case, armor-piercing feathered subcaliber with a detachable M829 tray, MM829A1, M828A2, MM829A3, M830 high explosive, MM830 a 1 subcaliber high explosive and fragmentation, M908 subcaliber concrete piercing and high explosive, with M1028 ready-made ballistic warheads. The Abrams uses a manual ammunition loader. A fourth crew member on the Abrams also provides additional support for maintenance and other tasks. The new MM1028 120mm anti-personnel buckshot round was commissioned after the 2003 invasion of Iraq. It contains 1,098 9.5 MEM tungsten balls, which are lethal at a range of up to 600 meters. M1A2, a modification of the SCP-V4 adopted under the M1A2D designation. Compared to its predecessor, the tank has meteorological sensors and the next generation of thermal imagers. As of autumn 2022, it was being tested. In September 2023, it was reported that the Pentagon had decided to abandon the M1A to SECP-V4 upgrade plan, which was a successive development of the System Enhancement Package upgrade system that had been underway since 2000. And the US Army officially announced that it had stopped funding the development of the SEPV4 package, giving priority to the development of the ABRAMS M1E3 version. Hope you enjoy this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.